Thank you, Neha. Thank you for the warm welcome. I think it's actually become a bit of a tradition, right? I think whenever a company feels, it's time to let people know that they need to wrap up, they bring me on stage. So that's it. It's been an amazing day. I've been sitting there trying to listen to what everybody is saying, right? Making notes of a lot of interesting stuff. But unfortunately, we're out of time. I could probably take a 1-hour session. I've actually learned so much and taken note of everything, right? But if there's one key takeaway that comes to mind, it is this. Digital transformation is not driven by digital tools alone. People do. And empowering people starts with userization. Make software work for you the way you want it. Thank you, Vara. I think Kadam's not here, for handing control back to the end users, right? I'm not a geek, but given the number of softwares, gadgets, applications, and technologies rolled out every day, I think it's a necessity today. If I look across this room, what do I see? I see content authors, creators, leaders who are champions of change. Now, I don't say this lightly. I really mean what I'm saying. So I'm going to share a very interesting story which underscores what I just said, right? How many of you have heard of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit? Oh my God. Nobody, right? Okay. Anybody wants to guess who created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit? Okay. How many of you all have heard of Mickey Mouse? Okay. Can somebody tell me who created Mickey Mouse? Wow, 10 marks to everybody. So, in the 1920s, there's a character called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and he was the first animation character. He ruled the silver screen, right? So he was actually created by Walt Disney, and once they saw the potential in this character, Paramount, who actually owned the character, started pressurizing Disney and Iwerks, who was his partner, to actually reduce the costs while creating Oswald. And you know what authors do, right? If they don't like it, they go and write something else. So they moved out, and they started working on Mickey Mouse. So while Paramount had control over the character Oswald, they had no authority over the capacity of the authors to go ahead and create other characters like Oswald. So Paramount was looking at making money through Oswald. But Disney and Iwerks went the other way around. They created Mickey Mouse. They borrowed money from their friends. And they actually put their own money inside. Not to make money, but to create history. So what they did was, they authored the history of animation. So what do we take away from this? A product or a character is easy to build, right? People can be mistaken to assume that that's where the real value lies. But the real value lies in the ability of the authors to make the character creative and engaging and connect with the end users and audience. That was the skill. So over a period of time, Oswald died a slow death, and we all know about Mickey Mouse. So the key takeaway from the story is this community here, right? People who actually create content. We can have products, we can have AI and all of that. But it's this group who's actually going to make DAP human, engaging, and connect with the end audience. Now, AI can actually create content, but you're the one who gives it purpose. AI can detect friction, but this community can solve it creatively. AI can suggest the next step, but you're the ones who are actually going to make it meaningful. Now, I'll give another story, right? Maybe a couple of years down the line, which is more related to the world we are in today. Around 15 years ago, I was actually part of a core team where we were building solutions for the insurance industry. So what we started off was doing a lot of research. And we found a couple of interesting things, right? So if you take insurance, a lot of the competitive differentiation between different companies lies in their core application processing. And all of that was done in their legacy systems, and none of it was in the cloud. So that was the competitive differentiator. But when we were getting in, we saw packaged applications coming into this space. So what were they doing? All insurance companies were moving to that, and packaged applications were standardizing the core processing. So that ceased to be a competitive differentiator. So how would one insurance company differentiate itself from another? So what they actually did, and I think that's how we actually came up with the value proposition, mobile phones were shooting, and the apps which are going to be installed on the various mobile phones started becoming the competitive differentiator. Because that was the way they could actually control user experience and drive engagement with their end users. Now do you see a bit of a parallel with the kind of state we are in today, right? With AI coming in, the product will probably become less of a differentiator. And who is actually going to be driving engagement is pretty much this particular group. If I look at Vara's session earlier today, it was a very, very exciting kickoff, right? So a couple of things which actually came to mind was over the last 10 years, we've seen an investment of 100x in AI. Industry focus on doing more with less. And most importantly, they actually put this community at the center of exponential transformations, end users, and massive budgets. So that gives a lot of power to this group. So my first call to action today is invest in DAP as a skill. I remember taking over this team, I think 3 years ago. So it's very personal to me. And it was actually built by Mohit. And initially, the role was actually called instructional designers. And we actually called it that way because a lot of our end users were instructional designers. Our stakeholders were instructional designers from L&D. But over the last couple of years, the role has really evolved. Instructional design is one aspect of the role. We currently call them digital adoption specialists or digital adoption consultants. And if you actually go to LinkedIn and search, this is a very important category of skill. So in addition to us actually creating a new product category, we're actually the pioneers of creating a new role category. So take that as something to motivate you, invest in your skills, and take it forward. The next call to action is DAP is a lot more than you think it is, right? I think you missed your session, right? So that was an amazing session. So actually, though I didn't listen to the session, I went through a lot of the slides. There's a lot of philosophy and psychology behind a product like WhatFix. How nudging comes in, right? I think Daniel Kahneman's thinking fast, thinking slow, right? Proactive decisions, reactive decisions. And how DAP pretty much banks on your reactive decisions to drive the right kind of behavior. So very often, we actually make the mistake of, okay, I actually have this problem. Let's take DAP and solve it. But hey, you're just scratching the tip of the surface. I was actually telling Mohit he should actually rename his session as the art of limitless possibilities. Because that's how it is. You can prevent your organization from getting sued. You can make your employees happy. You can improve your top line. You can improve your bottom line. You can drive behavior. And the list just goes on endless. So open your minds, connect with them, take it forward. And the third and most important thing, we just touched upon the community, right? And I think it's very important. So I actually remember speaking here around the same time last year. That was the first DAP Summit. I actually got to know a few of you. And today I've actually got to know a lot more. So WhatFix is going to pretty much serve as the catalyst of bringing all of you together. And when we were actually conceptualizing this event, we were actually considering who's going to be our target persona, the primary folks we want to get here. And one leading theme was we actually wanted people who are going to walk in the shoes of their end users to attend this event and take it back. Now, I would like to transfer some amount of that responsibility to all of you all as well. We will serve as a catalyst. We're going to have this event at least once a year, bigger and better every year. But that doesn't stop us from meeting more often, informally in smaller groups. Many of us are based out of Bangalore. Hey, we would love to host you all in our organization, or we are more than happy to come to your place, or we can actually meet in a third aspect. So these were the three themes I actually wanted to leave. And last but not least, explore our AI product, right? If I have to give you an elevator pitch in 1 minute so that you can actually go back and tell everybody what is Whatfix AI, it is not a feature. It is a foundational layer of intelligence that goes right across everything that we do. We have screen sense, which reads the screens, understands context, interprets intent in real time. AI agents, you have an authoring agent, insights agent, guiding agent. The names are so self-explanatory, I won't go into the details. And then we have AI-first solutions. We're actually looking at solving emerging enterprise challenges like intelligent search, automating tasks, and AI-powered training simulations across organizations. On behalf of Whatfix and our leadership, I really want to express my heartfelt gratitude for each and every one of you for taking time off and being a part of this community. We are really thankful for your business and looking forward to partnering with you and taking forward. Hey, you never know, right? We spend more time at this community. Hopefully, all of us will end up creating something way more engaging than Mickey Mouse. Thank you, and have a great day, everyone.